Alright, Professor, this is Zachary Shields I'm Just a Lone Group. I'm doing my presentation on lightwood construction versus light gauge steel construction. Lightwood history. Lightwood construction began in the 1850s when engineers began experimenting with ways to lighten buildings without losing structural integrity. The results are less wood was needed, less hands were needed on site, costs were down by much as 40%, and a new frame type called a balloon frame. We discussed this back during that lecture on wood construction, and this information came from construction53.com. It required less hands, but the thing is though, you still needed carpenters to adjust the wood and to cut the wood down to size on site. If you did it by factory style, it still required some carpenters. Light gauge steel history. The history of light gauge steel is actually quite recent. It started just after World War II in the 50s. Many countries wanted much sturdier buildings that didn't rely on weak wood materials and were more cost efficient, and they also wanted them to make them look modern in case of Cold War attack. They returned to lightweight steel. Steel is able to carry much heavier weights. It didn't require extra carpenters, and it could be transported on site from a factory en masse, so you didn't have to worry about parts. We didn't have to worry about parts. Like wood construction, in comparison to steel, wood is lighter, more abundant, and can be easily replaced, and is renewable. Downside is you can't reuse it because it'll burn, catch wood rot, or get eaten out by insects. It also can't be reused because it's wood. The only thing you can do after wood is grind it down. Unlike steel, where steel is you can melt it down, refurbish it, and keep using it for as long as you want. Cost-wise, wood is fairly less expensive, but there's still the labor costs you have to worry about, and yeah, that's the only thing you have to worry about really is labor costs. Material-wise, wood is much cheaper, but in my opinion, I'd rather go with light gauge steel because steel you can use all over and over again. It might be more expensive, but in the long run, it'll last longer than wood. You don't have to worry about maintenance costs as much. Overall, I would suggest steel over wood because wood can't be reused. Steel can be because it can be melted down for other parts. It'll last longer. It won't get damaged as easily due to floods or it pretty much impossible by insects. And maintenance costs will be down. I would suggest this on any construction site. It might not be renewable, but it is reusable and it'll last longer in many different environments. This is my works cited page for all the sites that I went to. I suggested steel over wood. Many people would say that wood is more cost efficient than steel. It is basically on opinion, but I would suggest steel because it's much sturdier, much stronger, and it'll last a far longer time.